Hi guys! I'm here with my top 10 favorite albums of 2012, and this was a really difficult list for me to narrow down because, as you know, I listen to a lot of music, and to make it easier on myself, I made it just full-length albums because there were a lot of EPs that were put out this year, either 2-song, 3-song, or 5-song EPs that were also really good, but to make it more fair and easier on myself, I made it all full-length LPs. Yeah! And to go along with this, I've created a playlist of singles or songs from these said albums that you can go and watch and listen to get a taste of them. So album number 10 is Pop Etc. by Pop Etc. And this album is basically a rebranding of the band The Morning Benders. They changed their name last year and they've taken on a completely different sound, which I also really like. They were one of my favorite bands before, and they're still really good. I'm really looking forward to seeing them tour, especially because I haven't seen them in quite a long time. I look forward to seeing Chris and John and Julian because I like their faces and I like their voices and I like their general song stylings. And I would love to tell Chris one day, "Excuses is going to be my first dance song at my wedding." I swear to God. Number 9 is 151A by Kishibashi. Andy and I saw Kishibashi open for Sandra Larkey quite a while ago. I can't remember exactly when. He is one of the most unique individuals as far as performance go. He does a lot of vocal layering and looping, and he plays his violin like a ukulele, and he's so intriguing to watch, and on record, he's just as great. His voice is very similar to Ezra Koenig from Vampire Weekend, but without the whininess, if that makes sense. And Manchester, the song that I've put on the playlist, is, oh, so good. So good. You can get his album at Bandcamp, and I'll put a link below. Number 8 is The Kaleidoscope by Lamolo. Dear friends of mine, Megan and Kendra, so talented, so deserving. I was listening to it the other day in the car with my friend Raven, and she's like, they totally sound like Isley, and I was like, I never thought of that before. So if you like Isley, check out Lamolo, because I never even thought of that. Generally pleasing female vocals. Number 7 is another local artist, and that is Alan Stone. He is on top of the world right now. He was on Leno a few weeks ago. He headlined the Paramount. Alan Stone is phenomenal. My uncle actually said to me when I showed him the performance on Leno, he's like, dude, that guy sounds like Jamiroquai, and I was like, oh my god, he does! I didn't even think of that before. So that's another comparison that didn't even pop in my brain. Alan Stone has so much soul, and his voice is so just beautiful and angelic and just funky, and he's got an immense amount of talent that is now being recognized, and it's so nice to see Seattle artists getting the recognition that they deserve. Yeah, I dig it. Number 6 is Moms by Menomina. I was really worried about Menomina without Brent Knopf, because Brent was like kind of my favorite part of Menomina, but Moms is so great even without him, and with the addition of the new members of the band, I felt so happy that I liked it, because I was so worried, because they are one of my favorite bands of all time, and it just filled up my heart to know that they managed to just kind of keep on going and like go in a new direction, but not in a completely new direction. And Plumage, the song I included on the playlist, is so catchy and just great. God, so good. Number 5 is Mumford & Sons' Babel. I almost didn't want to put this album on the list because I was like, oh, Mumford & Sons, everybody knows about Mumford & Sons. But this album was so good! Okay, again, after how great Sigh No More was, I was so worried about the curse of the sophomore album, and I was worried that this album was gonna suck, but it didn't. Mumford & Sons, you succeeded. You have overcome the sophomore album slump, because this is great. Like, Babel is so good. Lover of the Light, oh, that song just so fills you up with so much joy and just, oh, beautiful feels. When it came out, I was like, okay, this shit's getting real. It's getting real, okay? It's getting real. Number 4 is The Heist by Macklemore, and another freaking local artist getting the recognition that he goddamn deserves. It's amazing seeing people like him climbing to the top of the iTunes charts. I made a whole video about this, but I am still just amazed and filled with warmth and all sorts of feelings about Macklemore. Hearing Thrift Shop on like Top 40 radio is like, what? What? I can't handle it, and I love it. And The Heist overall is just a fantastic album. Jimmy Iovine is so spot on and perfect, and Same Love, all the feels. Thrift Shop obviously is catchy as fuck. Just the whole thing is so good. Again, these ones were very, very difficult to place in said things, so yeah. Number 3 is Profit by Ramona Falls. It's kind of weird, like, looking at, like, the albums on this top 10, it's like Brett Knopf has been involved in, like, 3 of the top 10, so you can see how much I love him. Again, I was so worried about this album not being as good as the first one, but it is so good, and it's so different than the first one. And it more focuses on Brent's, like, production skills. Like, the first one was more of, like, songwriting and simplistic, and this one is so much more complex, and it's awesome. Fingerhold, the song that's on the playlist, dude, check it out, it's so great. Oh my god. He's coming back in March, and I'm super excited to see them live again. Number 2, Battleborn by The Killers. I made a whole video talking about how Many feels and how I felt about this album because it brought me back to how much I love The Killers. Because when The Killers first came out back in 2004, that was the band that changed my life and that got me on the path that I'm on right now in terms of my musical tastes and the bands that I listen to and the crowd that I hang with and my friends that I've made. It feels so great knowing that they're still the band that I always loved, even though they weren't making stuff that I loved so much the last few years, because Battleborn is so good. Like, Miss Atomic Bomb, when I first saw that music video, I cried. It had all of these parallels with Mr. Brightside that made it so perfect, and it just was, it went full circle, and this album is phenomenal. Like, it's perfect. And now onto number 1, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, you could probably already guess this because I made a whole video on my old channel about this album. Dirt by Lostlander. I can't even count how many times I've listened to this thing, and I only discovered them like almost a year and a half ago, and I've seen them, I don't even want to try and count how many times now. I freaking love Lostlander, and that album is such a great triumph as a debut, and the presence of Brent Knopf on that album is so apparent, and it makes it so cool to listen to because I've been listening to Menomina for so long, and just hearing those bits and pieces of his signature with Lostlander and with Matt's like songwriting genius and just the way that they've mixed the tracks, and just it's so good. Can you guys understand how much I love this band? With the absence of We Are Scientists making new music and touring, they have kind of taken that place within my heart right now. I will always have a place in my heart for We Are Scientists, but it's kind of a dormant place in my heart right now. Like, it's still there and it's still big and it's still beating strong, but it's kind of dormant. Like, it's not so active, it's more passive. But my love for Lostlander is so active and aggressive and just like pushing it in your face because I love them so much and I need to help them get out there, and I have this platform that I can do that. It was a great year for music, like Seattle music in general, like music making an impact, new music from great bands and new bands just like hitting the airwaves, and it just feels good sometimes just talking about music because I love it so much. I don't know where I got it, like where I got this like passion for music. Like, I can't make it, like I can't write music for shit. Like, I've tried and I can't do it. It's like more a part of me than anything else that I can think of. Writing has been a part of me for so long, and journalism is a part of me, and like obviously my family and my friends and my boyfriend and like things are parts of me, and then I have hobbies like makeup and photography, but music is like in my soul. I can't think of anything worse in my life than like losing my hearing, because that would just lose the music, and I don't think I could do that. Like, I don't think that I could physically be without music. And it's been so apparent this year because I've gotten so into this local scene and met so many people and went on tour with musicians this summer. Like, that's pretty cool. The fact that I get to share that with you guys, it warms my heart a little bit, okay? It warms my heart. I hope this has been enough gushing for you guys. Yeah, if I didn't mention, the lipstick I'm wearing is Revlon Colorburst in Fuchsia. I haven't worn it a lot lately, but I feel like wearing it because I am generally kind of pale and sallow in my face because of my cold, so I wanted something to brighten it up. Yeah, enjoy the playlist. Let me know what are some of your favorite albums this year. Favorite artists. I was gonna do like a top 10 favorite songs, but that was way too hard. And I was gonna include like Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen, because I freaking love that song, okay? And As Long As You Love Me by Justin Bieber, I love that song. Climax by Usher. Dude, that song's awesome. Pyramids by Frank Ocean. Fuck, that song's good. Okay, I'm gonna stop going because I will come up with 10 if I just keep talking. I'll see you guys in my next video. It's gonna be my top makeup favorites of the year, so look forward to that, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!